Now we will come to the classification of agents. We had already seen the classification of environment. Now we will see the classification of agent, and we will develop the classification of agent by developing a robot. We will start developing a robot, and while developing, we will develop this concept of different types of agents, right? Okay, let us see how. Let us build a robot, a wheeled robot, like this. Okay, and what does this wheeled robot do? This wheeled robot moves around the room. Any room, you just switch it on. This is its switch. You switch the robot on and it starts moving around, and it has, for example, some kind of sensor, I am not telling what sensor it is. It has some kind of a sensor, and the task of the sensor is, for example, whenever it comes across whenever it bumps into an obstacle, the robot just turns away from that obstacle and starts moving again. Where does it move? It moves in random directions. The only thing that it does is does not hit, or I should say move away from obstacles. So the only program that is written within the agent is, if obstacle, move away. This is the only condition of movement written within the agent program. So the robot continuously moves, it moves at all time. While moving, it matches this condition. If there is no obstacle, it moves in any random direction. If an obstacle has come, if it detects some obstacle, with the help of this sensor, whatever this sensor is, it moves away. Such an agent is called a simple reflex agent. A simple reflex agent, it works by finding a rule. This is the rule. Whose condition matches the current sensory percept. The sensory percept will give whether the obstacle is there or not, and then it does an action associated with that rule. If the current sensory percept says that there is an obstacle, then it will do the action move away. If there is no obstacle from the current sensory percept, then it will do the action random movement. It's a simple if then else agent. It is called a simple reflex agent. Now you tell me that, for example, the robot has seen this particular stool. It is an obstacle. It is moving in random direction. Again, while moving in random direction, it may happen at some point of time it again revisits this particular stool only. Again it will get a sensory percept that there is an obstacle. It will again move away. But how would it be? You imagine yourself as a robotics engineer. How would it be if the agent could store that whenever it encounters an obstacle, it could store the location or position of that particular obstacle so that it does not revisit the obstacle anymore. So now the agent has to have some sense of a internal state. Internal state means where am I? The location, where am I? Because whenever it encounters an obstacle, it will ask itself, okay, here is an obstacle, but where am I? I am at this location. So at this location there is an obstacle. So now this is the a bit smarter agent, which is called RA, means reflex agent, with internal state. Now I have put some sort of a reflex agent with internal state. It has a sense of internal state now, like location. Now, what is this robot actually doing? Is the robot doing any task? No. If the robot is not doing any task, what is the use of such a robot? Any use? No. So let us give our robot some purpose. How do we do that? We make the robot a bit more smarter. We give it a goal that don't just wander about in the environment, don't just wander around in the room. Your goal is you are at point A, mind it. At this stage, at the simple reflex agent state, I could not have said that you are at point A, because point A is now an internal state. Point A means a coordinate I have, some xy coordinate. Now, since the robot has an internal state, I can give it a goal also, that you are at point A and your goal is to reach point B while not hitting any obstacle. This is a goal-based agent. Slowly and slowly we are developing the robot into more intelligent and more useful entity, as you can see. Now, at this point, earlier in these two, in number 1 and number 2, simple reflex agent and reflex agent with internal state, when there was no obstacle, the robot was making a random movement. Now in this goal-based agent, the robot will only take a step. It will not take a random movement. It will only take a step which will take it closer to its goal. it could have gone anywhere, but now it will cancel all those positions. So all those movement directions. So this is the third example, that is the goal based agent. And now I have already shown that for agent type 3 goal based agent, I have multiple ways of going from A to B. If my agent is smart enough, it should choose that way in which some kind of utility or performance measure is maximized. By that I mean, for example, in our case of a robot, of this moving robot, it should take the least distance path out of the many different directions or many different paths that it can take to reach B. It should take the least length path. That is, it should try to increase its utility. This is the fourth type, that is the utility based agent. Utility based agent is that out of the many action that takes the agent closer to the goal, only that particular action is chosen which increases the utility or total quality or behavior of the agent. In our case, in our example or illustration, it was the least path. For different other agents it will be different. So what do goals do? Goals distinguish between allowable and non-allowable actions. These are allowable actions, these are non-allowable actions. And what does utility do? Utility takes those allowable actions and does a fine tuning to choose the best allowable action. So these are the 4 different types of agent, and now we have completed the concept of intelligent agent, the percept action cycle, the concept of rationality, bounded rationality, the different classifications of environment, and to end with the different classification of agent. Thank you.